Why is it that maybe you're out and about in the middle of a forest and all of a sudden you start to smell Chanel No. 5? Or maybe you're laying in bed and you get a beautiful waft of fries and yet there's nothing around you except you and your diffuser. Well, this is your clair aliens, which is what I like to call it. That's not really the name, but I enjoy it better than the other name. And I'm going to break it down for you as to how it works and who usually shows this clair the most. So let's get into it. So firstly, clair aliens is the ability to smell things beyond the physical realm. So you're able to pick up on scents that belong to other energies on the other side of the veil or are in different dimensions. So basically what happens is your energetic capacity to perceive or receive energy is really, really massive. So many people who have clairs that are open usually have a pretty strong claircognizance, but they don't really know it. A clairvoyance and a clairaudience, because those are things that we tend to use most often. And even though we do smell things, we don't really spend a lot of time energetically connecting to this place unless you have gone through many spiritual journeys where you do focus on your scent and you do focus on your actual receptivity of energy and sending it back and forth through different channels in your body. Like you've cleared out these blocks. And so being able to smell things that are not around you means that one, your physical body, meaning your actual nasal passages, are clear, right? Because you have to remember that your mind, body, spirit are all connected. So if you are having energetically like a blocked heart chakra, you may have chest tightness, right? It manifests in your physical body because it's all energy. Everything is energy. So if you have blockages in your nasal passages, if you have really bad allergies, if you have any sort of compression here, if you have trouble smelling, if you have trouble tasting things, right? It's going to make it really hard for you to develop this clair. So you have to tend to your physical body in order to begin that journey. Not only that, you have to really open your mind to the fact that you can actually experience smell in a different reality or beyond the veil. And what's really cool is I tend to see this gift or this clair in particular with mediums, because mediums straddle realities at multiple times, right? Like that's why we're able to deliver messages. Like if you have this gift, you know that this reality and beyond the veil are like blended almost for mediums. And sometimes you can turn it off and sometimes you can, and sometimes you just leave it, right? But your receptivity to energy is really big, which is why you can see, you can sense, you can talk to, you can hear, you can feel energies on the other side. So being able to pick up on someone else's energy, including what they smell like, is easier for mediums because they like inherently are able to straddle the realms, and it's almost like it's blended itself into their own energy at the same time, right? I've talked about this before with a different clair, but developing your clairs in general is all about you being able to merge with other energy that is around you and be able to distinguish what it is and then put meaning to it, basically. And another like trait that I usually see, or people who have this trait tend to also be able to smell things on the other side or smell things in this realm that aren't here, is if you have the gift of possession, which is close to mediumship, but it's not the same. So when you have possession, you're actually able to put other energies into your body, not just like a flow of energy, or you're able to receive energy, or you're able to channel energy. That energy becomes your energy, and they're literally like, they're like walk-ins basically, but walk-ins are slightly different. But like you can sit within your body with your own energy, and then another entity can be within you, and then you can start to experience the world around you based on how they experience, which includes your sense of smell. So that is another like trait that I see, that people who tend to have really strong clair aliens also have some sort of gift of possession. Whether or not they know they have it or whether or not they use it, they usually go in tandem, because being able to hold the frequency of, let's say, even a deity is a lot. So you have to be able to merge with the other side in order for a deity to even come near you in that capacity, and feel safe to do it. So that's like a trait that I tend to see with other folks as well. And then another one is people who tend to be able to do remote viewing usually have that strong sense of smell as well, because they're able to see through their physical realm into someone else's realm and read the energy. And in a way, they're like projecting themselves there, but not every time. Like, remote viewing doesn't necessarily mean that you're projecting yourself there, but you can do that. You can extend basically your vision over into another area of energy. And usually if you have that type of reach with your energy, or you have that type of accuracy or vision, foresight, like whatever you want to call it, you will have this clair to be able to smell, because you can usually sense and feel and read energy, and that's something that tends to come with it as well. But sometimes I do see that, like, sometimes with folks who have remote viewing, have a hard time remote viewing and also smelling at the same time. Like that's like the last little hurdle that usually happens before it fully reveals itself, because you have to hold your own energy in your own space, hold your energy in another space, and then be able to pick up on energy that's there and then receive it all the way back all the way back to your physical self. But I do see it happen more easily for them than other folks. But that's basically how it works. So if you were trying to develop this clair, I highly recommend that you work on your mind, body, spirit connection in terms of any energetic channels that run here, cleansing, clearing, like using a neti pot, making sure that you are energetically open to it if you want to smell those things. And what we talked about before in one of the group sessions is, like, if you have a soul contract with your guides and your ancestors, that's something that you can add in there as something you want to experience, because as you're developing your relationship with your guides and having this open communication, they need to also know that it's okay to share that stuff, because sometimes they just won't. And you energetically have to accept it. And if you're scared of your clairs, if you're scared of what you might experience, if you're scared of what you might smell, like, you're not going to smell anything. But I feel like it's one of the clairs that people often forget about, but is kind of the funniest thing. And it's also the most, I feel like, sentimental sometimes, because a lot of people can smell, and usually smells are attached to really beautiful memories for the most part. So if you have a loved one, you will more easily be able to recognize them because you can smell them. Like, maybe they like always wash their clothes in Downy, or like the Chanel No. 5, or Estee Lauder, right? Or as my grandma said, Estee Lauder. Like, you're able to pick up on that, which is why it's so fun to just develop your clairs and, you know, just go with the journey, because you never know what you're going to experience. But yeah, if you want to develop it even further, or if you have more questions about this topic, if you want to just like dig all in and, and like meet some fun people who also have gifts like you and myself who use them all the time, come join in my weekly Z School for the Gifted. We now officially have 3 days that are open. So we have Thursday, Friday, and now Monday morning. So come join us. It's literally so much fun. You can just be in your PJs, come as you are, like get comfortable, ask your questions. I'll like bring you up, coach you live, and usually do an energetic reading to kind of help you on your path. And you can share your story and we can get you wherever you are trying to go. So it's a very supportive space. And most of the time I will stay there until I answer everything. So sometimes the sessions go a lot longer than planned, but it's really fun. And even if you just want to go and listen and you don't have questions and you just want to be in community and you just want to feel safe, especially right now during the holidays, but just in general, like be with your soul tribe, be with your 144 fam, your fairy fam, your mystical folks, your like high frequency energy folks. This is the place for you to be able to do that. And you know, for myself, I think about like how nice it would have been to have my own Claire development coach and community talk about these things, so I wasn't experiencing it alone, especially with possession and many other things. So I am here offering this space to you. You are welcome. Feel free to invite your friends or whoever else, but I am sending you all lots of love, lots of hugs. If you have questions about the sessions, feel free to drop them below. I will try and get to them as soon as I can. Other than that, in the description, the link is there for you to click and sign up. Thursday is full, Friday we still have spaces, and Monday we still have space. And just have fun. Just have fun. This is a really cool journey and we can make a lot of impact with the gifts that we have. So I am signing off, and that's a wrap. Bye everybody.